Aloha! I am Jan Schroeder with the Travel 100, and we are on the most beautiful island of Hawaii, the Big Island. We are spending a few days at Puakea Ranch, which is this beautiful property with 33 acres that used to be a cattle ranch. And now it has 4 houses on it where guests can stay. We are in the aptly named Miles Away house. We have our own private pool and waterfall. Check this out. This morning after exploring, we came back here and we hung out on these lounge chairs. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, y'all are not going to believe this. Just adjacent to our house is something that I've never had before in all the places I've been lucky enough to stay. Come in and take a look. We have our own private little bathhouse. Can you believe this bathtub? And a separate shower. And forget the shower, I'm going to spend a little quality time right there. Hawaii is just such a special place. My husband and I first came here on our honeymoon and still find it one of the most romantic places you can ever come. Look at this place, even has a swing big enough for 2. Here we have a really beautiful side yard, but the best thing about it, check out this view. And now I want to show you a few extra features that you won't believe that make this place even more unbelievably special. Welcome to Jay's Pond. Here is another little beautiful nook where you can come and relax and, well, do nothing. Hey y'all, a really cool thing about staying at Puakea Ranch is you can go raid their garden. We went yesterday. We're going to show you that in just a minute. But they also have this great little farm stand. So if you're staying here, you can just come along and help yourself. We've got farm fresh eggs and some other ginger and some other things from the ranch. Another great amenity here at Puakea Ranch is this garden. Come on in. Aloha. Let's go check it out. So guests can come here and harvest their own vegetables. We came yesterday in the pouring rain, and Chris cut some lettuce, and we got some kale and some chives that we had on an omelet this morning. And I saw a beet in the wild for the first time in my life. It was really exciting.
Is that your first cucumber?
Yes, I've never picked a cucumber before.
Wow, well you can't get that at a fancy Hawaiian resort, can ya?
No, you cannot.
Just here at a fancy Hawaiian ranch.
Hey guys, I'm a city girl, so walking around chickens is kind of a fun thing for me, as long as they stay a little bit distant from me. Sorry I ate your mother last night. All right guys. A really fun thing to do is just go exploring around the ranch. So we were walking along and we found this most beautiful tree. We do not have trees like this back in Georgia. I'm I'm Jan Schroeder with the Travel 100, and we are staying on the beautiful Puakea Ranch on the Big Island of Hawaii. And I am with Christy Cash, who is ruler of the ranch. So Christy, tell me how you came to be in Hawaii and own this spectacular property.
Well, I was living in California and I had 2 young kids, and I really thought I wanted a different lifestyle for them than growing up in the city of Los Angeles when they were little. So I started thinking about what I would do in Hawaii and how I could make that a reality. And I started looking at property, and I stumbled upon this beautiful ranch.
Wow.
So once I found it, I of course became obsessed with it and found the owner of it and talked to him about it. It wasn't for sale at the time, and we went back and forth for about 6 months, and then we finally agreed on a price, and we went for it. We purchased it in as-is condition. My friends all thought I was crazy. And about a year later, we moved our kids here to the Big Island and started the full restoration of the Puakea Ranch.
And how long did that take you to restore it?
It took us about 3 years really to get it livable again for for people to come and visit and stay in the cottages. They were pretty run down when we got it. We put the property on the historic register, which was quite a feat that we're really proud of. So from now on, the state of Hawaii will have this amazing place, for others to visit and enjoy, hopefully long after I'm gone.
So tell us just a little bit about the history of it.
So Puakea Ranch was developed in the late 1800s by James White, who came over on a ship with his family, his young wife, from Australia heading to California, and they stopped here to get supplies. His wife was pregnant, and they ended up staying here. He was a doctor, or so we're told, we're not really sure. And they ended up staying here, and he ended up purchasing and acquiring a lot of property around here, but not enough water, so they transferred over to livestock cattle. That was kind of wreaking havoc everywhere. And they imported Japanese field workers, but these field workers who didn't really have anything to do now with the sugar started working with the cattle and became the first Japanese Paniolo cowboys. So the Kawamoto family lived in this home right here. They were born in this house. A lot of the cowboys, Masa Kawamoto, Yoshi Kawamoto, were born here along with their sister Thelma. And they worked these lands and were 3rd, 4th, 5th generation ranchers now, still ranching the lands all around here. There's a 5th generation rancher, Scotty Lewis, who has cattle right there, and he is the grand nephew of the Kawamoto family, was born right there.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that amazing?
So where do your guests come from?
All over the world, I'm happy to say. We have a lot of European guests who come and are touring all over the island, and they'll come and stay for 3 or 4 days here and 3 or 4 days someplace else, and they're touring all over the islands. We get a lot of West Coasters, a lot of Canadians, a lot of people from Australia, because it's sort of in the middle. So if they've got friends and family on the mainland, they like to meet here.
So what do people like about it?
Well, most of the people that come here and enjoy it really love the authenticity and the nature and the ruggedness and the beautiful rainbows and the birds and the lack of people. You really feel like you're experiencing old Hawaii when you're here. It's not like a big resort, even though those are amazing, and I love them myself. But this is not a resort. This is a historic ranch, and we get ranchy here, and we have a big garden, and there's animals running around, and chickens, and people like to make breakfast with their fresh eggs and their garden vegetables.
Very nice touch.